my name is Chad.
And my name is Will. Welcome to the Notorious 14 podcast. If you guys are interested in unsolved crimes, the supernatural, and the extraterrestrial, please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Notorious14. Today we want to talk to you guys about some of our personal beliefs and just how we feel about things that we will be reporting on in future episodes of the podcast. For example, let's start out with the supernatural aspect. Ghosts, spirits, demons, like premonitions, different insights, mediums, all this different stuff that has to do with contacting and
ESP.
ESP?
Yeah, ESP.
What's ESP?
Extrasensory perception.
Oh, yeah, like a medium.
Yeah.
And they're like,
basically,
I see ghosts.
Yeah.
Anything like that. We I have a major brain fart.
There goes all your farts. For example, for cryptozoology, we'll be talking about Bigfoot, the Yeti, Loch Ness Monster, sea monsters, basically any cryptozoology. What?
Dover Demon.
The Dover Demon. And basically any cryptozoological animal you can think of, we'll probably be covering it sooner or later, as long as this YouTube channel and podcast will last.
Forever.
Forever, basically.
Hopefully.
Because we will reincarnate.
Yeah, there's no such thing as permanent death.
I'll be back.
Only fire death, where you were reborn from the ashes.
I'll freaking haunt YouTube and tell them that I'll...
YouTube headquarters is just like, oh shit, we got a ghost again. One of our creators must have died.
Not again. Can't it be PewDiePie once in a while?
Call Ghostbusters. Get him in here. Dan Aykroyd, get your butt in here.
And like UFOs, we'll be covering like alien abductions, UFO sightings, supposed government testing on alien subjects,
yeah,
UFO crashes, and just weird stuff like that.
Yeah, it's all stuff that we want to talk about. We also want to talk about unsolved mysteries, basically mysterious deaths, mysterious disappearances, stuff like that, like serial killer cases, stuff that kind of has some qualities to it that are unexplainable. We really want to dive deep into those and actually try and learn some of the aspects of it and maybe come up with their own theories. Whereas the cryptozoology and extraterrestrial and supernatural stuff might be a little bit more skeptical. A lot of the unsolved mysteries and murder cases and stuff like that have a lot more factual like evidence, a lot more like actual database behind it, where people in like the government have already worked on putting together data and stuff that we want to look through and research.
For sure. And like one of the most very important aspects that we do want to make clear is that like Will was saying, a lot of the supernatural cases we'll probably be discussing don't really have a huge scientific background to validate that they happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll leave that up to the viewer and listener of whether it happened or if it's fake. But all the unsolved murders, the crimes that we will discuss will be very factually based and as accurate as we can get it. And to our knowledge, they have all happened. We could say even like the supernatural cases have happened, but we're not like, you know, we can't say for sure like, yeah, this guy's seen a ghost, because we're not sure if ghosts exist.
Yeah, our belief in ghosts has been a little bit on the lower side lately.
Yeah, like 5%, I'd say.
Yeah, we've been looking, trust me, and we we have not come up with any significant evidence that ghosts or spirits exist. At least in the places we've been looking. We plan on going out and looking for more evidence here in the future. We do have a video that we will be releasing with some of our encounters while looking for ghosts over the last few months, coming out here in the next month or so, probably.
Yeah, and during those ghost hunting videos, we would point out sometimes, like, hey, you hear this voice through the ghost box, or we see the shadow. But you have to also think, like, we're going to a supposed haunted place, so our minds are getting kind of programmed to think, like, hey, we could see a ghost here. But, like, in reality, it's just our minds playing tricks on us.
Right. I mean, even like getting out of my car in the middle of the dark somewhere, like walking into my house, I'm like, what if something like attacked me? So, like, imagine standing out in the middle of the dark in a graveyard and you're vulnerable, you're like expecting something to get at you.
Yeah, all these danger sensors are, like, just going off and trying to alert you to, like, basically anything that's happening, and here your mind just starts playing tricks on you.
Yeah, you almost become like the extra sensory. All your senses heightened because you are trying to like look out for possible dangers. Not that ghosts would be one of them, but if they did exist.
For other things like cryptozoology, there's tons of different animals that exist in cryptozoology. We can't, like, possibly, like, put a percentage on if those creatures, all of them exist, because there's, like, different layers for each animal, basically. Like, certain animals probably would exist, and certain other animals probably wouldn't exist, and are just, based on myths and legends and misidentifications of their other animals, or just hoaxes in general.
Right. I mean, like, I would be more apt to believe that, like, Bigfoot or, like, sea creatures exist versus, like, the Mothman, per se, or, like, the Chupacabra, stuff like that. Like, just, like, the weird, like, folklore monsters that people talk about, like, I definitely would believe something that exists on a different scale, like nowadays, like a monkey, or like some of the different creatures that have already been identified in the ocean. Like, I'm sure that
The giant squid, for example.
right. I mean, they live on different scales. Like, you've got like regular smaller monkeys. Why can't there be a bigger, like, bipedal monkey walking through the woods somewhere?
Yeah.
And then you got the Yeti. Why can't there be like a snow version of Bigfoot? Like,
Yeah, kind of like Bigfoot, for example, is like there was a giant ape called Gigantopithecus that existed a long time ago, and it's all just a question of what if it actually went to North America and started a small group of monkeys living here.
yeah, like a little town, little family setting. Yeah, I mean, I definitely would believe that over something more out there and crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not going to say for sure that, Sasquatch exists and we're going to go out in the woods and, open a can of beer and find Sasquatch. But, like,
Bring the Jack Links.
yeah, wave them around in the air. Be like, hey, Sasquatch, come here. And I'll show you some good Jack Links.
I got the beef jerky.
I got the beef jerky and beer. Yeah, we can't. I mean, there's so many people have, like, tried to prove the existence of Sasquatch, and we're unable to. Right now, we can't possibly say that Sasquatch, like, 100% exists or it 100% doesn't exist. Because,
Right.
you know, that'd be kind of scientifically invalid.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully one of these days we're able to maybe even go on like an expedition somewhere and look for evidence of the Bigfoot, but
And that'd be pretty cool.
that is something that we will have to talk about in the future. Whereas, like, you move on to the extraterrestrial version of
Of aliens.
aliens.
So, yeah, they would all be extraterrestrial.
The extraterrestrial side of things, where you get into like aliens and UFOs and abductions and all these different stories of people being taken from their homes in the middle of the night. Like, I always remember watching the Ancient Aliens show. My dad watched that all the time, and people would be like, "Yeah, my window opened and I levitated and floated out the window into the sky, and then I woke up and my penis was gone." And I'm just like, no,
No,
that one's not real. I don't believe it. Like, I don't want to see the evidence either, but like, I don't believe it. But like, well, it was the lights that were over Arizona, I think.
Yeah, Phoenix, Arizona.
The lights that were reported over Phoenix, Arizona, in like, what was it, the 1970s or 80s.
Something like that, yeah.
It was a
I'm
long
not
time
really
ago. The Phoenix lights were pretty insane. There were hundreds of people that reported seeing those, and they were in like a massive ship. Like, it looked like there was a massive spaceship in the sky, and like nobody knew what it was. Pretty sure the governor made a statement about it and was kind of like just joking around, but actually saw it and was kind of concerned at one point. That kind of stuff is very interesting, and I feel like regardless of what the governments want us to know, that there is certainly other life that exists within the solar system, the galaxy, universe, all of it. I feel like that even if it's small scale life, there's still alien life that exists.
Yeah.
But also, if the universe has been around for 13 billion years, like, I have a feeling that at some point in time there was another group of life that was able to evolve into an intelligent species for whatever opportunity they had.
Mm.
They build different odds and ends of things to make surviving easier, like we have.
Yeah, it's like, I guess for extraterrestrial and like just aliens existing is like not so much whether they exist, because it's almost for certain there's some type of life out in the universe somewhere.
Right.
Whether it's, you know, intelligent or, you know, microbial or anything like that. It almost for certain does exist, because the universe is so massive and there's so many galaxies out there with like so many planets going around, all the suns and all the stars.
Mm-hmm.
And just, it's not so much a question of like, you know, if that type of life exists. It's more like,
Kind of like what scale have they existed?
yeah,
How far have they evolved in comparison to like the evolution of singular cell organisms evolving into humans throughout millions and billions of years?
yeah, and whether they're coming down to Earth and probing people's buttholes.
Probing people's buttholes and stealing their kids and leaving crop circles, like
Yeah, and just
doing weird, sketchy shit.
messing with Earth.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to mess with our planet? Our planet kind of sucks.
Yeah, we're already having global warming, so.
Their planet's getting hot. Let's take their cows.
Let's take their cows.
Maybe they're taking the cows to help prevent global warming.
Yeah.
Because methane from cows is a big factor of global warming. we might be onto something.
That is very true. So, write that down as a theory.
So we basically just wanted to get a nice introduction video out about our feelings and thoughts of the different things that we're going to be reporting on. You know, we may not necessarily believe in any of them 100% of the time, but we wanted to let you know that we are willing to stick to our guns and report as much that we can find out factually as possible. And if not, then you should be happy to be along for a good story of some kind of creature that may or may not exist, that you may or may not go looking for in the middle of the night on a whim. But
Yeah.
like I was saying, it's up to you guys to kind of determine whether or not some of this stuff is real. We're gonna do our best to validate as much of it as possible.
Yeah, even if you don't believe in ghosts or like unknown animals or even UFOs, like it's just cool to read about. Like it's fascinating.
Yeah, it kind of brings you into the science fiction aspect of, like, I know there's a lot of people that like Star Wars and Star Trek, and like me personally, I love Doctor Who, and that really goes into exploring alternate universes and realities, and there's like lots of different space civilizations in that show, and like they all meet up and do different things with each other. Some of them are going to war and some of them are peaceful. Like just thinking about that concept being a reality is interesting. It's really hard to like put into perspective what some of those shows like represent and then have it happen in real life. Like imagine if aliens like attacked the planet tomorrow.
Yeah.
It would be reality and you'd be like, oh, this is not as cool as I thought it would be.
Yeah,
Like,
that'd be nuts. Yeah, so like, I mean,
like basically I guess just supernatural encounters that other people do, because like I can't think of one in my entire life, and some people are like, yeah, I've been getting haunted since I was like 3 years old, and like I don't know if these people are just crazy or like if there's some kind of like significant backing behind their being haunted or something.
yeah.
Like maybe they're just living someplace where there is a tragedy and for some reason spirits and ghosts are real and they're there and they're only there. But a lot of times I feel like the people that have those encounters don't have like more of them, like the same encounter. Like I feel like they can't recreate it. So like the whole purpose of science is to be able to reproduce something, and like if it can't be reproduced, then like is it real?
Yeah.
Like obviously ghosts might not even be like a scientific phenomenon. Like if they were real, they probably wouldn't be scientifically explainable. But like I don't know. I just feel like they would be more relevant. There'd be more of it happening throughout the world, and there would be at least more evidence for it. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't seem like a legitimate thing. I feel like these people are just having like breakdowns.
Yeah, because of like, you know, ghosts were actually real things, would they be, you know, like actual dead people stuck on Earth? You think there'd be a lot more since, you know, there's been like billions of people that have died.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people get stuck on Earth after they die, but
It also begs the question, would you be haunted by a Neanderthal?
could you be?
Could you? Just be in your room and all of a sudden you just hear Ooga booga. Ooga booga. Ooga
Oh, fancy fire stick. Why fire on screen? Fire on wall. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question too. Like Neanderthals and like Native Americans and like all these different odds and ends of people over the last like few hundred thousands of years. Like, did they have to like question like getting into heaven or hell? Like, that concept didn't exist for them. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, it's like people pick and choose on the whole ghost subject of what ghosts actually behave like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it can't be too old, it can't be like too new. It has to be like, usually when you hear a ghost, it's about like 1700s to 1800s, maybe like World War II, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, something that's relevant and pretty close to current day. Which, yeah, that is kind of weird. I guess it must just like I don't really believe in ghosts, anyways. So
Yeah.
like, that's a good theory as to why I don't. I guess.
Yeah, it's like, do ghosts travel?
Can they travel in time and space and
Yeah.
like?
If they're not bound to our reality, can they like travel throughout?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That is interesting. Think about
Yeah.
like. That's why I want to go somewhere that's notoriously haunted. Someplace that like, somebody's just been like tortured or murdered, like somebody whose spirit should undoubtedly still exist in that place, but like hopefully we can get out and go to a few of the different places around, even just like the US that are notoriously haunted. We could go to the Annabelle house.
We could. We should.
That would be absolutely horrifying.
We absolutely should. We should spend the night there.
Are we allowed to?
I think so.
I would be okay with that.
Let's do it.
And I will probably shit my pants.
We should do that, man. Just like actually find a place and like just spend the night there.
Mhm.
And like ghost hunt. A famous place that's haunted.
I would very much be down. In fact, I definitely think we should do that within like the next year.
Yeah, dude. Even like we should do it in like January or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the Annabelle house?
Thank you for listening to us today, and please stay tuned as we will release our first podcast, The Dover Demon, within hopefully the next week or so. And please stay in touch with us through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or Spotify. And thanks for tuning in.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.